My next upload for this evening is with regard to the boundaries and the parameters, limitations of individuals that are incessantly intruding upon me. As I've mentioned, the actual issues that have been caused for my son since being unlawfully separated from me in January 2017 have not been addressed. And in the meantime, there have been incompetent adults facilitating the controversy and the efforts to conceal the misgivings, misdeeds and mispractices of the guilty culprits to exacerbate and to cause defamatory offences. So it's really quite serious what I'm coping with at the moment. My child is growing up without his mother. He's been subjected to awful dangers and trauma and exposed to circumstances he shouldn't have ever been exposed to as a royal sacred child of mine. There are adults in the community that have whittled out the population to fine-tune the slander that is arising from this community that is actually an exacerbatory retaliatory offence. So all of these problems are spiraling out of control and the actual issues are not being addressed, and that's quite serious. So this is an upload for the attention of the United Nations with regard to the slander of character that I'm experiencing, the defamation of my reputation and my good name, and the individuals in society that are liable and that are liabilities with regard to the legislation I've played a role in, with regard to the healthcare, with regard to childcare reform, and with regard to criminal justice. So these human rights abuses I'm experiencing are as a consequence of hate crime, and that's a state offence. So there's a few new faces in my community that have been demonstratively destructive and that have been damaging wildlife and nature with their spiritual violence and bodily integrity damages to my body. So these are all very dangerous matters I'm contending with. So I'd appreciate the agencies and bodies that are obligated to fulfill their obligations to my royal patronage actually doing so. And I'd actually appreciate those that have been developing harmful techniques to wildlife and nature as a consequence of using my sacred light fragments, admitting their failings and addressing their shortcomings.